living some times right now, man, where it seems as if clout is currency. Um, I came across this. As a matter of fact, this isn't my first time seeing this. As a matter of fact, hold on. Let me just grab some water out of the back. Stay hydrated. I came across this. This. I didn't even know. Honestly, I didn't know this guy existed before maybe like 3 days ago. But when I seen some of the antics that this guy was engaging in, I found it very difficult for me to have sympathy for this guy. I found it very difficult for me to have sympathy for him because this guy essentially went to peaceful countries where people live in peace. Maybe they engage in you know trade with one another, right? They have their markets. It's cultured places, nice places. And he goes to these countries and he disrespects the natives of these countries, right? Now, this streamer, what is it? I don't even know what his name is, if I'm completely honest with you. But I have seen his face before, a few days ago, like I said before. But this streamer decided that it would be a good idea for him to go into these places and disrespect these people. Let's hear a thing or two about what's happening with this streamer. So, I came across this YouTube page just now. Never seen this YouTube page before, but it's ATOZY, Atozy. And yeah, they actually did a video about this situation. Although I have seen a video, I did see a video, like I said, a few days ago. I think it might have been Fresh and Fit or something that were talking about this guy. But let's see. Let's hear this.
Reportedly facing up to 29 years in prison and has just had his passport removed by the Korean police, as they're currently investigating him for a whole laundry list of felonies. And this is all after the Korean public was essentially hunting him for sport for a whole week. So it's safe to say this moron of an IRL streamer that we've been covering for a little bit over a year heavily regrets bringing his clown show to Korea. The whole reason this guy is known is he essentially goes to countries that are famous for being extremely high trust societies. So in return, they are tolerant and nice to his antics. He then tries to push the boundaries as far as he can, thinking that he'll get away with basically
F around and find out. If F around and find out was a person, this is exactly what this is, right? You really think you're going to go to these places and just mess with people and there's just not going to be any consequences for it? I mean, think about it. Think about it, guys. These people ain't doing nothing to bother you. How you doing, Desi? Hello, Desi. I'm doing well. How are you? Hope all is well with you as well. Hello again, MOL. Princess Lady, how you doing? I'm doing well. Thank you guys so much for asking. How are you? It has been a long time, and I do remember the heart emoji. I do remember the heart emoji. Princess Lady, I do. Donald Duck says I'm in charge now, by the way. Look, man, look. So this is my whole thing. You can't just be going around to these countries, right, where these people are already living in peace. They're living in peace. They're not bothering you. They're not bothering anyone, right? So now here you come and you bring your antics there, right? You start just messing with people, violating people's personal space, violating their culture. You're just causing disruption into the ecosystem that these people have developed over a long period of time. And they want to go back to that, right? They want to go back to just being living in peace. And here you have this guy who is a complete, I'm not going to say it as of yet, right? Later on in this video, I'm going to say exactly what it is that I think about this guy. But yeah, it's one of those things. You mess around and you find out. Hold on. Please don't tell me my thing is, oh, hell no. Hold on, guys. Hold on. Because I don't understand for the life of me why this thing chips out so quickly. I don't get it. Right. Kamala, Mr. Hanky in the face. I don't know what it is you're talking about. Donald Duck, that was kind of funny. I'm not gonna lie to you. My first thing I'm gonna do in office is make Disneyland the biggest attraction in America, says Donald Duck. Look, guys, I don't want to laugh too much because this is actually kind of something a little bit serious. Let's get into what it is that we're talking about here. It's serious, but it's not at the same. Why do these things, guys? You know what? I don't think I'm gonna be purchasing any of these things anymore. So all right, so tell you what I'm gonna do. What I'm gonna do is this. I'm gonna pull this off. All right. I'm gonna go outside and I am going to stream from outside. Sorry about that, guys. But as you saw, I don't know why I keep buying those things because every time I buy them, like they chip out so quickly. But then I go buy another one with a different brand and it does the same thing. Are you Little Nas X? I don't even look like Little Nas X. Stop playing with me. I'm gonna change the USA flag to a Mickey Mouse face. Stop playing. Yeah, but yeah, so let's get back into this. Hold on. I don't wanna be listening to these people's order at Starbucks. So let's move again. Answer my question, dog. Whoa, do I? A guy didn't even ask a question, and the first thing that he says is "Answer my question, dog." You see why? You see why a lot of times I ignore some of the stuff that comes out of the chat because people just be saying stuff just to be saying it. Do you think the Menendez brothers lie? I don't even know who those people are. I've heard that name before, but I don't know who they are. Who are the Menendez brothers?
So he plays this game of being an absolute burden to society until the police show up and suddenly he didn't do anything wrong. And if they even try to give him the slightest amount of punishment, he cries about how unfair they are towards him. We've seen him test the limits in both Japan and Israel, and both places he ended up finding out and fleeing the countries. In Japan, he was beat up multiple times and ended up spending a little bit over 3 months in jail. And in Israel, he was detained by police and followed around by them for the most of his stay, until he decided to flee before he was arrested for a longer period of time. Over the past few weeks, though, he decided to go to Korea, and this has all happened again. But the big difference between Korea and the other countries is,
like, how dumb can you actually get? Like, why? Why do you think it is in your best interest? Hold on, I know I'm moving a whole lot, guys, but you know, bear with me here. I'm trying to find some place comfortable to stream because I'm not inside. I'm outside right now. But why do you think that it's in your best interest to go around and be a complete twat to different people in different countries and think you're just gonna get away with it? No, nobody likes to be annoyed. Nobody wants that level of grievance that you're giving them. So either you go to these places, you visit these places, right? And maybe you become an asset, right? Or you visit it, but you don't disrupt what it is that they have going on, right? You visit it, you take your pictures, you be a tourist, you admire the culture. You don't come to the places to pick on people. That makes no sense to me.
he was way more reckless and disrespectful simply because I guess he thought he could get away with it there. Unfortunately for the streamer, though, this was absolutely not the case, because just looking at the whole laundry list of felonies he's facing, he could actually be going away for up to 29 years if the judge really decides to put their foot down on him.
Someone said I'm 8 years old. Sarah, how you doing, Sarah? How you doing, sweetheart? Someone says I'm 8 years old. I gotta ban you for that. Yeah, we don't do underage kids in here, so yeah, sorry. So I'm not even gonna explain it. You'll find out later on in life. Yeah, we don't do that. How you doing, Sarah? Fire Reaper says I'm 21. Yeah, big up yourself, man. Welcome, welcome, welcome. You are an adult, so Um, I'm doing great, thank you. How are you, Sarah? I've had better days, but it's not the end of the world. Today isn't particularly a bad day, but being that we are in the aftermath of what transpired last week, it's still one of those things that kind of still dwells on my mind a little bit. Like I still think about it, and whenever I do see certain things kind of pop up, like the relationship between, um, you know, Donald Trump and Putin, and what's going on between those two guys, and just the disrespect that's coming from Putin's side, it kind of makes you a little bit uneasy. You don't necessarily know what exactly is going to happen. Hopefully, it all works out for the best. But things are changing in this world, and they're changing at a much faster pace than I guess most of us anticipated. But this is what the people wanted. Some of them, anyway. And I guess the majority of people that voted, that's if they didn't cheat. I don't know. But other than that, I got a lot to be grateful for. I got a lot to be thankful for. And the things outside of my control, Sarah, the things out of my control, I gotta, and not to say to learn, I have to release my urge to try to control those things. They're out of my control. There's no need for me to try to control them. You know what I mean? Donald Duck says, Sarah, I'm gonna... Yo, Donald Duck, don't come at Sarah, man. Don't you joke on Sarah. I like your trolling because it's a little bit respectful, but don't disrespect Sarah. But yeah, can you guys actually hear what it is, what's happening here?
I just don't get it, bro. Like, gonna come up to me, bro. Why are you being racist to other people in other countries? Why are you bullying people in other countries?
Listen to this guy.
For money, like, for clout. I've said it many times. I don't give a. I have no morals. I'm a sociopath. I don't give a.
He has no morals. He says he's a sociopath.
Period. Like, put this in your next YouTube documentary.
We can tell. We can tell.
I care about nobody but my self.
You don't care about nobody but yourself.
Videos on the situation of him in Korea. A lot has happened revolving him to give a
well, people like that. Well, then don't complain when you get the consequences of your actions. Then, right? You don't care about anybody but yourself. You go into these foreign countries and you do these dickhead activities, right? In these foreign countries, and then expect for people to treat you with respect. And expect there not to be any consequences for it. And expect other people to have sympathy for you. How the hell can I have sympathy for you? This isn't one of those cases where you went there, you weren't bothering anybody, and you were unfairly targeted. No, you went there, right? And you painted a target on your head by going around messing with people, by going around basically dancing on tables and pissing in people's food, right? For lack of a better term. So how can I then, waste my sympathy or my empathy for somebody like you? You made the choice to go to these places, right? And harass these people. These are the consequences for it. And this isn't one of those cases where, you're in a situation where someone is accusing you of harassing them because they have something that belongs to you and you're asking them back for the thing that belongs to you, or you want, you understand what I'm saying? This is one of those cases where you're actually deliberately going into these countries and harassing people. Someone's asking me, am I Snoop Dogg? No, I am not Snoop Dogg. I'm not Snoop Dogg. Elon Musk had access to the results ahead of time. Wouldn't he have access to change the results? Says Kevin, I don't want to be a conspiracy theorist. I did hear that the Joe Rogan clip when Joe Rogan said that Elon Musk had this app. He created this app or something like that. According to Joe Rogan, evidently what he was saying was that Elon Musk allegedly created this app where he was able to see the election results 4 hours early, and he was kind of hanging with some other. It was Dana White, I believe he was hanging with somebody. He was hanging around with someone, And the person, Elon Musk told him, oh, yeah, it's over. Trump won, right? And then he left. Now, that's something that conspiracy theorists could run wild with, right? Like if you're a conspiracy theorist, you might take that and you might say to yourself, oh, yeah, see, this actually proves that, you know, the election was rigged. However, we kind of need a little bit more evidence than that. We don't know if this is really an app that he created, right? This is probably just one of those, because, you know, they also had like this tool. I forgot what it was called, but it showed you the likelihood of who was going to win, right? So you know who was likely to win and who was unlikely to win, right? Now, do I believe that there was some shady business going on? Absolutely. There were some ballot boxes being burnt in Washington State. You know, they were accusing people in Pennsylvania of cheating, right? And then right when they got the result in their favor, now all of a sudden nobody's cheating anymore, right? So, you know, you cry wolf, 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 there's a cheater, somebody's over there cheating, this is going on, with no mention of what's actually happening over there in Washington State. And then once you get the election result to go in your favor, now all of a sudden, nobody's cheating anymore. Now all of a sudden, it's a fair election. So, I don't know. It's a double-edged sword, I guess, for lack of a better term again. You know, the thing is, Kamala Harris, she's not complaining about it. The fake news about how she's actually wants to have a recount and this, that, and the third. No, that's false. Kamala Harris is not trying to get a recount or anything like that. You know, it is what it is. She conceded. There will not be another January 6th, right? It is what it is, right? So now, and I don't want to get off subject too much, but because I don't even know if I'm really going to go home and stream later on. I am at work right now. I don't know if I'm going to go home and stream later on, because I might. But then I have a lot of things that I need to also get done as well. And you know what I mean? So this is why I started kind of streaming like every other day. So I guess we could kind of segue into that a little bit and talk about that. I you know, I don't want that to be a main subject. But when you kind of look at the complete lack of respect that Putin has for somebody like Donald Trump, I think this would have been a perfect time for Kamala Harris to kind of, you know, assert herself, not in a masculine way, not in an aggressive masculine way, but assert herself as a leader in the country by being diplomatic, right? Which is a term that we often throw around here because, you know, that's just a term that we like. But anyway, I feel like her leading the country and just her being so level-headed, I think what's happening over there in Russia and Ukraine, I think Putin would have had a lot more respect for Kamala Harris than he's showing for Donald Trump, right? I think in terms of, you know, you release a guy's wife's, you know, naked pictures. I mean, you know, that's, it doesn't get much more disrespectful than that, right? Like that's very, very disrespectful. And not to say that Putin did it, but at the same time, it's still one of those things. Like, he runs things over there in Russia. So if everything that happens over here in Russia, he has a say-so in this, or he has to approve it, or if people know that he's not going to approve of it, they're not going to do it, then when it's all said and done, when something like this happens, then, you know what I mean? It makes the rest of the world kind of speculate that, yeah, he might have had something to do with this, right? So when you see the level of disrespect, right, especially after Trump was talking about how after he wins this election, he's going to stop the war within 24 hours. Well, we all know that's cap, right? Like, we all know that's not going to happen. We all know that, you know, the guy says things in order to get votes. He says things in order to appeal to people's low vibrational selves, and people tend to fall for it. And this is something that's happened throughout history, right? The vast majority of people, the millions and millions, right, of people, oftentimes what they do is they give their power to the few. They give their energy to the few. Almost as if they're now an autopilot, right? And then you see a lot of the fanboy stuff that's going on, around Trump, because evidently he stands for something that all of those people around him actually believe in. But it just really shows me who is somewhat of a sociopath or a narcissist, for real. When I see people actually so blindly supporting somebody like Donald Trump with everything that he stands for. But now that he's the president of the United States, not ass kissing. We're not going to kiss his ass. We're never going to do that. But I want to say there's a level of respect, right? I dare not say it, but there is. Even though he doesn't, I wouldn't say he deserves it, but it sort of comes with the title, right? It sort of comes with the title, the respect on an international stage, right? Like, being the president of the United States, like, that used to mean something, right? But now what it means in 2024 is to congratulate you. What I'm going to do is I'm going to release your wife's naked pictures on a state-run news channel. Right? And I don't think that same sort of thing would have happened with Kamala Harris. I don't see something like that happening with Kamala Harris. And when you're dealing with someone who has such a delicate ego like Donald Trump, it's going to be very difficult for him to overcome this obstacle, so to speak, right? Because even though it's not something that's physically tangible, it's still a mental obstacle that he has to overcome. At one point or another, he has to overcome this mental obstacle. Right? Now, is he able to put his emotions to the side and sit down whenever he needs to sit down and negotiate with these people now that they've done something like this? Does he care? How does he now view himself? So this is one of those things where when people do things like this, like, I don't know the relationship that him and Donald Trump have. I don't. But when people do things like this, it's almost as if they're trying to bait you into a response, right? They're trying to get you to reveal all your cards, so to speak. They want you to respond emotionally, right? Like, if I'm doing something like that to someone, I want them to respond emotionally. I want to see them for exactly who they is when their back is against the wall, right? So I didn't see anything like that happening with Biden. However, some people feel about Biden. It is what it is. Some people liked him, some people didn't like him, right? I didn't see something like that happening with Obama. I didn't see anything like that happening with the Bushes, Clinton. But now all of a sudden, this is happening with our new president. And a part of me, and I don't even really want to admit this, but I'm going to admit it anyway. I'm going to say it anyway, right? A part of me somewhat feels a little bit bad for him. Yeah. Sarah says, ooh, you changed your profile pic. Yeah, I changed a few things, Sarah. I kind of just created that logo and, changed the profile pic. I'm glad you noticed. But yeah, so a part of me, I shouldn't feel bad for him. But a part of me does, right? Because you don't want to see that. I don't want to see that. I personally, again, I'm not the biggest Trump fan. I really think he's an idiot. I do, honestly. And everything that I've said about him in the past, right? I really do believe these things. But at the same time, all right, now he's the president. So there's still that element of, okay, all right, well, he is the president now after all, right? So once his term is over, then we could pick up where we left off. But at the same time, we're still going to hold him accountable for the things that he does. Is what Putin, or what he's alleged to have done, or how would you say now, the state-run news program, what they did in terms of releasing those nude photos of his wife, is that something that he deserved? I don't know. I don't know what to say. But still, there's a little part of me that's like, damn, that's not cool. That's a little bit extreme. We probably shouldn't do things like this. That's probably gonna make a man feel a certain type of way. And it's probably gonna affect negotiations with maybe a peace treaty between Russia and Ukraine going forward, right? Maybe this is something that's just, to kind of just add fuel to the fire of what's going on over there. Maybe he wants to bait Trump into being like, yo, screw that, man. Keep it going, right? As opposed to trying to basically stop it, right? But make no mistake about it. Make absolutely no mistake about it. That didn't just happen by chance. That's not just tongue in cheek. It's not just people just laughing it off. Ha ha ha. It happened for a reason. They did it for a reason. They did it for a reason. And for me, right, the biggest reason is what's happening right now between Ukraine and Russia, right? This is cryptic reasoning after all. So if this guy is running, and part of how he was campaigning, well, now he's the president-elect, but a big part of his campaign was saying that he's going to stop the war. And we've seen recently how Trump Jr. actually came out making jokes about how the allowance is going to run out for Ukraine within the next year, or within the next few months, or whatever it is that he said, right? And I believe he said it on Twitter or something like that. So, but with so much, no, I don't want to restart who hit restart the computer? Who did that? But with so much happening around that situation, right? One has to think, right, that everything that's happening right now, or everything that Putin is doing, right, is geared toward his main focus right now. And his main focus right now is to acquire whatever it is that he wants from Ukraine. And the unfortunate part about that is this, right? I don't know too many Russians. I do know a few Ukrainians. As a matter of fact, I know this one Ukrainian in particular. She's a very, very nice young lady. Very dedicated, does her job. I have met Russians in the past, but I don't know too many. But for these people to actually, I don't know if she's a refugee or not. I'm not even entirely sure. I never asked her about that or anything like that. But to seek refuge or asylum in a different country, right? While what's going on back at home is their hometown is being, what's that word? Pillaged? While their hometown is being attacked, basically. It really speaks volumes of who they are as a people, right? That they are still able to kind of keep their head above water and are able to continue with life, even though something like that's happening back home where they're from, right? Now, is it in the interest of the United States to stop what's going on in the Ukraine and Russia? Right? So while there's billions of dollars being allocated over there to the Ukraine, does Elon Musk, right? Because I believe the satellite that they're using over there. Hold on 1 second. I'm going to confirm this before I even say it, all right? Hold on. Give me 1 second. Hold on. Give me 1 second. Starlink, right? So Starlink, which is an Elon Musk company, right? Elon Musk actually owns the company Starlink, right? I just Googled this, right? So, and I Googled, this is a satellite used in the Ukraine war. Is it owned by Elon, right? So what comes up is Starlink was first requested during the Battle of Kiev, right? In early 2022. Starlink is free for the Ukraine military. And since its activation, Starlink has been used to carry out military operations in Ukraine and is still in use on all front lines as of late 2023, right? So I dare correct myself because I was of the understanding that there was some sort of financial incentive for Elon Musk. But according to Google, Starlink is free for the Ukrainians to use right now. Does that change, right? Is that something that's going to change now? That Trump Jr., right, is basically saying that, hey, listen, your allowance is going to run out. Now, Elon Musk, we know, is what? Department of what? The Doge department, whatever that is, right? Don't even know what that is. But now that Elon Musk is in close association with Donald Trump, maybe they're all going to work as a unit now. So maybe they're going to be like, yo, you know what? Now you got to pay to use our satellite. I don't know, right? This is just me speculating. Honestly, I don't know. Press Play says Kamala was horrible. Press Play, don't let me disrespect you. Press Play, watch your mouth. I don't know what it is that you're talking about. What exactly was so horrible about her? Because if we're comparing her to Trump, trust me when I tell you, Kamala was the far better option. But the country chose who the country chose, right? We could go on and on about a felon. We could go on and on about his past. We could go on and on about all the things that he campaigned on, right? But it's a reflection of the collective consciousness of the country. So I don't know what it is that you're saying when you say that she was horrible. It's still Kamala Harris for me, and she still has my support. So if we're going back at it again 2028, trust and believe in 2028, if Kamala Harris is the one running for office, I guarantee you we're winning that election. I can guarantee you we're winning that election. Because we will not be doing the same thing that we did the last time. We're going to learn from what happened the last time. And we're going to make sure that this time we bring it home. I say we. I'm not a part of her cabinet. But I'm going to make sure, I'm going to do my part in making sure that happens. So yeah, that's your opinion. I have a different opinion than you. I don't want to disrespect you, right? But don't disrespect Kamala Harris. Watch your mouth. I think the cheaters were too demoralized to succeed this time, says Chris R. So this guy, Chris R, is actually pushing the cheating narrative. Oh, okay. So you're a January 6er is basically what it is that you're saying. Right. So this is exactly what it is that I'm talking about. The gaslighting. We're going to keep it moving. Nobody cares about Harris, man. She wasn't playing her role, says Travel Chan. Watch your mouth, Travel Chan. Watch, I'm going to give you one more time. Then I'm going to ban your dumb ass, right? Give you one more time, and then I'm gonna ban your dumb ass. I'm smiling, but I'm dead serious. Watch your mouth. Dude, what were you watching? Harris is a... What? You can't even spell. A WITS candidate ever to run for public office? Yeah, you can't even spell. Get out of here. Bye. Hello from Argentina. Big up to Argentina. How you doing? How you doing? I must have missed something. Did Putin release Melina's photos? David G. Yeah, you can go. It's all over the internet, all over Google. You could Google it. You could search it for yourself. So this is a state-run news program, not necessarily Putin himself, but a state-run news program that did release it. So yeah, that actually did happen. Someone says, that's definitely going to happen and you will eat your weak words in all cap. That's definitely going to happen and you will eat your weak words. Richard Carpenter. Richard, do you want me to roast you? Is that what you want? You want me to roast you, Richard? Well, I'm not going to roast you, Richard. So negative. What? So negative. Give him a chance. He is already changing many things, says Kim Patrick Hunson. What is he changing? What exactly is he changing? And what was I negative about? I wasn't negative. I was just honest. I don't know what you want me to lie? You want me to get up here and lie to you? I was honest. I'm not a big fan of the guy. I don't like him. But, like I said, him being the president, it does come with some respect, right? It is what it is. Right? So, as far as give him a chance, I've said it plenty of times. I've said it in previous videos, right? Previous streams. I sat up here and I said that I do want the country to succeed. So if him being successful, not being successful being a dick or a dictator, but being successful in uniting the people, as opposed to dividing the people, then by all means, I'll give him his flowers. But when it's all said and done, he's not immune to criticism, just as anybody else is not immune to criticism. This isn't one of those double standard sort of things, where different rules apply for him than apply to everyone else. It is what it is. It is what it is, right? And like I said, I'm not the biggest fan of his. So, there you go. Someone says, "Cry Me a River." That's a really good song. Cry me a river. Go, 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 go. Tell these Magadonians they live in a world of misinformation and alternative facts. Thank you so much, Brian Sertain. You're absolutely right about. Thank you so. Oh, my brilliant comment of the day. Comment. I wish I could actually pin that up. Now, we call them Magamaniacs on this channel. That's the term that we use here. We call them Magamaniacs. Yeah. Misinformation is the only information when it comes to MAGA. Gaslighting is their only form of communication. So imagine living in a world where you're so deluded that the lie becomes a truth. And that's the alternative universe that these people reside in, right? So I don't believe in putting anyone on a pedestal. Not a single person walking this planet are we going to put on a pedestal, right? We appreciate certain people for what it is that they bring. We'll give people their just due. But when it's all said and done, we're not about putting anybody on a pedestal, right? So that includes Donald Trump. That includes whomever. But these people, they're fanboys, right? They're fanboys. And the crazy thing about this is this, right? You have certain people in this country that they vote for the party and they don't vote necessarily for the actual policy or the actual person. Now, if you're a minority in this country minorities, right, especially people of color, especially black people, are more likely to be Democrat than they are to be Republican, right? Because we kind of know how Republicans feel about us. It is what it is, right? And not to say all Republicans. No, I'm not going to sit up here and say all of them, but definitely the vast majority of the ones that I've met that support Donald Trump, yes, right? These are the type of people that we're talking about. So when you think about the extreme portions of or the extreme parties, right? So when you talk about like extreme right wing, you're talking about like neo-Nazi, you're talking about fascism, you're talking about dictator, you're talking about all that type of stuff, right? When you're talking about extremely liberal, you're talking about more like equal rights. Women can run for president. Women have the right to vote. You understand what I'm saying? Minorities have the right to vote. As a matter of fact, there's a lawyer that actually brought this to my attention that the Democratic Party is the reason why black people are even able to vote in America, right? So when it's all said and done, really and truly, we don't have much of an option, right? Unless we decide that we're going to create our own political party, in which I don't know how that's going to really work out. But when it's all said and done, if we are going to make any sorts of changes in this country, it will be through the Democratic Party. I do not see us making any sort of waves through the Republican Party. I'm just being completely honest with you guys. It's just not going to happen. It's just not going to happen. We got to see, right? We got to see this. And this has never been seen before prior to this, right? We actually got to see a Democratic president that was black. You guys remember Barack Obama, right? You think we'd ever see that in the Republican Party? No. Ask yourself that question. Do you think that we will ever see that in the Republican Party? Not that the race of the person is the most important thing. What's more important is really the policies and what it is that they do bring to the table in terms of uniting the whole country and just pushing forward the American interest, the interest of the American people and of America, right? But do you ever think that that will ever happen in the Republican Party? Do you ever think we will have a woman? We've had it twice in the last 8 years. We've had a woman running for president in the Democratic Party. We just haven't had that. We just haven't. Sarah Palin, how far did she even really get, to be honest with you? How far did Sarah Palin, and how far was she going to go? Right? Because she used to say some of the most boneheaded things. And say what you want about Kamala Harris. I'm not going to say that she hasn't said boneheaded things before. But Kamala Harris is more about unifying America than she was about dividing it and separating America. Sarah Palin is not somebody that I could ever get behind. Right? But I could get behind a Kamala Harris. I know what it is that she stands for. And I can appreciate what it is that she stands for. Whether or not you do, I mean, that's on you. I didn't really start the stream to be talking about politics too much. And what time is it? 6:10. Didn't even get done what I needed to get. But being that I didn't stream last night, I figured, why not just make a stream right now? Right? And it's 6:10. I think I might hang around for another maybe 10 minutes, 5-10 minutes. Maybe go through the chat and then just keep it moving. You don't think he would cheat if he thought it was done to him, says Caleb B. So here's the thing. If you want to lie to yourself and make it seem as if Donald Trump is this honorable man that just doesn't cheat and he doesn't lie and he's just, he just represents integrity and he embodies the characteristics of integrity, no, he does not, right? People that have known Donald Trump have said he's cheated right throughout his life. People that know Donald Trump says he cheats at golf. he cheats his workers, etc., etc., etc. Right? It goes on and on and on and on and on. Cheating is a part of what it is that he does, right? So when you ask the question, you don't think he would cheat if he feels like somebody else is cheating? If he's one of those guys that projects, which we've seen him project many times, then yeah, with or without proof, he'll certainly create proof in his head and try to push it onto you to make you believe it. And then what are the magamaniacs? And this is why we call them magamaniacs, right? Because they'll just absorb it. They'll take it. Even though it's a lie, they'll take it. They'll absorb it. And then they'll push the agenda as well. Another Harris with word salad on the menu, says Door Jam Bennett. Okay. I guess. Listen, word salad is what Donald Trump is best. He's mastered word salad. He's mastered word salad. He doesn't eat salads, though. Salads is not something that he eats. But in terms of word salads, yeah. I've never seen anything like it. He doesn't eat salads, but he talks salad. So, yeah. Big up yourselves anyway. Why did she stay and help with the war effort, says Adventure of Dad Man Cat Girl. I'm not sure what it is you're talking about. We've been burdened by what has been. Just enlist yourself of you really care, says Ace Portgas. Oh, okay. I guess he's talking to this person right here about the war effort. I would rather be allies with the winner than the loser, says Adventures of Dadman. That's because you know why? So you're looking at it in terms of winners or losers. You're looking at it in terms of winners or losers. I'm looking at it in terms of a lesson. I'm looking at it from the perspective, from the viewpoint of, hey, we live in a democratic society, right? I'm looking at it from a standpoint of, regardless of whoever it is that's inside of the office, I'm not going to change my morals or betray myself in order to get into somebody's, just sit there and just be, sit in their lap, so to speak, because they won the election. It's just not in me, right? Who I am is who I am. What I believe in is what I believe in. That's not going to change just because you have a position or because of this or because of that. My opinion is still going to be my opinion regardless, right? So I'm not one of those people that they try to ride the wave. I'm not programmed that way. That's not how I program myself, right? I'm one of those people, I'm going to be loyal to the bone, right? Especially to good people, especially the people that deserve it. So when it's all said and done, yeah, you're going to have a lot of, maybe the majority of people are like that. Oh, if somebody win, let's jump on the bandwagon. Unfortunately, that's not how we do it over here on Cryptic Reasoning. We don't jump on the bandwagon and jump on the next bandwagon. No, we hold people accountable. When people do the right thing, we give them their props. I've yet to see Donald Trump do the right thing. If you guys can point out something that he's done right, I will give him his props. If you ain't lying, but some of you guys just be capping. So it is what it is. Corey says you don't know what you're talking about yet, Corey. Yeah, but you're listening to it. Welcome, Corey. Unbothered by what has been, says JDJ. He doesn't have a dad. That's why he's like this. I actually spoke to my dad yesterday. Ace Portgas. Spoke to my dad yesterday, as a matter of fact. I actually do have a father. Yeah. Yeah, so there you go with that stereotype. How does it feel? Maybe you don't have a dad. Or maybe you're just a childless cat man, Ace Portgas. Maybe you're Bob. Maybe you're Bob with a different account. Maybe this is Bob's burner account. Are you Bob? I think you're Bob. Maybe we should use that money for our hurricane victims. Okay. look, we're not gonna sit up here and target the hurricane victims right now. We spoke about that. If you guys want to know what I think about the hurricane victims, because they actually were receiving help. This was a lie spread by MAGA about how they weren't receiving help when they actually were. There were people that decided that they weren't going to try to get help because they were so committed to the lies that the con artist was telling them. So yeah, that's that. I'm going to go past all of these. Let me go down. What's the name of the live today? What are we talking about? It's about to end. I'm not gonna lie to you. We should, but damn, we on 2024. Preach, says John Werner. Big up yourself, John. Yeah, $750 was very helpful. 750 million, I guess is what he's trying to say. I think, $750 is what you're talking about in terms of the people actually get. See, that wasn't the total amount that they were getting. So the $750 was the initial help that they were getting. They were going to get more money as time progressed, right? They're not going to give it to you in one lump sum. They're going to give you the $750, right? So that you could get food, so you could get gas, so that you could take care of your responsibilities right around the house. And then once they assess the damages and everything like that, that's when you're going to get the rest of the money. I don't think you understand how this thing works, right? I don't think you want to understand how this thing works. I think you just want to create like a narrative and just run with an agenda, right? So again, this is what we're talking about when we talk about MAGA gaslighting. This is what you guys do. You gaslight, right? You gaslight. What does Diddy have to do with this? Look, man, anybody that mentions Diddy in this chat, I'm banning you. I don't care. Look, I don't care about Diddy or what's going on with Diddy. Diddy don't have nothing to do with nothing that we got going on over here. Whenever you guys try to put Democrats with Diddy and this, that, and the third, Diddy and Trump were friends, right? But we're not going to mention him, okay? This is not a Diddy stream. He's reaping the benefits or the rewards of the seeds that he planted. Right? Now, if he's innocent, he's innocent. If he's guilty, he's guilty. That's not in my hands, right? Guy had an opportunity, he got some money, he had an opportunity to take care of his family and his responsibilities. He decided that he was going to do extracurricular activities. That's on Diddy. Diddy don't got nothing to do with nothing we got going on over here. All right? Nothing at all. So, yeah. Yeah, it was 700. That's what they gave my family. That's what they give you. Yeah, that's the initial amount that you get. Breonna Washington. Yeah, goodbye. I just told you guys, don't mention Diddy. I guess you wanted to be banned. Okay, see you later. What about Israel? What about Israel? What about Israel? What do you mean? What do you mean, Soma YouTube? Dr. Duck, if you're going to spread misinformation about nobody's getting more than 270, I'm going to ask you to just not participate in this chat, bro. Because that's misinformation. That's false, right? That's not true at all. When you're saying nobody's getting more than $750, I would suggest you check your facts, right? Somebody said I look like Ezekiel from Walking Dead. Yeah, okay. I've heard that one before, but I don't know that guy, to be honest with you. Um, he has CNN MSM brain rot, says Joey DeGrado. I don't even watch the news like that, to be honest with you. I don't. I mostly pay attention to independent media. I'm not gonna say I've never watched MSNBC, but yeah, I don't watch the news like that. So yeah, there you go, sir. Look up what? He said I just look. He says I just look it up. Sarah says Sarah says I was away for a while. I'm back now. What did I miss? Sarah, you just missed people accusing Democrats of not giving the correct funds. Hold on. Funds to hurricane relief victims. So individual assistance provides financial assistance to homeowners and renters whose primary residence are damaged or destroyed. Um, Damage assessment to determine eligible disaster recovery avenues. Meeting with local jurisdictions to plan debris management. So again, like exactly what I was just telling you before, they're gonna assess the damages to see how much you're gonna be paid out. And I think it was up to I don't remember how many thousand it was. I think it was up to like 20,000 or something like that. Don't quote me. I don't remember how much the money was. But yeah, initially, if you were affected by the hurricane, you're gonna get $750 to get yourself some groceries and all of that sort of stuff. But what they're gonna do is they're gonna assess all the damages, and they're gonna say, all right, cool. Well, you've lost this amount. Here's a certain amount that you could sort of help get back on your feet. I don't know what else you want anybody to do. Like that's, yeah. They're gonna assess the damage until half of the victims starve. Come on, man. You just want to troll. Come on, stop being a MAGA maniac, man, and come on. You know what I mean? There's no need for you to do that. Anyway, I'm gonna get up out of here, guys. I do appreciate each and every single one of you. I had a really good time, streaming. I might be back later on. This is something I decided I'm not going to stream every day, but I'm going to stream like every other day. It's going to like free up some space for me to make other content for you guys because I also have work to do. And here we are. This is Long Island. I'm in Long Island right now. I don't live in Long Island, but I am in Long Island right now. And that's the train back there in Long Island. Like things like that, right? Like I do appreciate all the super chat and all of that sort of stuff that you guys send in from time to time as well. That's going to go a long way because when we do start to travel again in the new year, I don't know where I'm going to go on vacation in the new year, but I'm going to bring you guys with me, right? And I'm going to show you guys, you guys are going to make some suggestions on where it is that I should visit. We're going to go visit these places. We're going to tour these places. We're going to do it together, right? Some of you MAGA maniacs can come as well too, right? Maybe at some point we can help to, revive your brain, revitalize your brain so you can start thinking again, right? We're gonna get the oxygen flowing through your brain again so that you guys can start thinking again. So yeah, we're gonna bring you guys along with us as well. Man, I've been thinking about going to Denver. I've never been to Denver. I want to see what Denver looks like. I want to go back to Chicago as well. I had a lot of fun in Chicago. I think Chicago was just brilliant. Cleveland was brilliant. I want to go back to these places and, travel, bring you guys with me. So yeah, I do appreciate everything that you guys have been doing and helping to support the content that we got going on here. I went on for an hour. I didn't plan on doing this stream for an hour, but I did. Once I start, I just can't stop sometimes. Someone says good night. It's crazy. It's actually 6:26 p.m. right now, Eastern time. So it's this dark because we've had daylight savings time, and you guys know what happens after daylight savings time. It gets all dark and shit. And yeah, it looks like 9 o'clock would look. But no, it's literally 6:27 right now. Someone says go to Mexico. Probably not. Probably not. Maybe at some point in the future, but I'm not ready to go to Mexico yet. I think I want to explore America first. I want to go to some of the domestic places, like the Grand Canyon and all that sort of stuff, and then we could go to Mexico and all of these other places. But yeah, I mean that's a dope suggestion. You know what? We're gonna make this something where people are gonna vote, right? Because we do believe in choice, right? See, you don't get this on MAGA Maniac channels, right? You get this on channels with people that are very liberal, that say, hey, well, let's vote. Let's take a vote on where it is that we should go next, because you guys are going to come with me as well. So we're going to have a vote. We're going to say, all right, cool. Well, I'm taking my vacation at this time, and I'm going to give you a list of places that we should go, and we're going to go there together. You guys are going to come with me. We're going to do some streaming, but for the most part, we're going to just capture everything and just put it together in a collage and make videos and all of that sort of stuff to kind of just show you guys. And I'm going to shout you guys out in the video as well. So if you guys are nice to me, right, you MAGA maniacs, right, we want to do all of these things. I'm going to shout you out from all the way across the globe, and this will be something that's just memorable for all of us. So I thank you guys again for all the support. Even you MAGA maniacs who we always butt heads all the time, because you guys are, you're not idiots. Some of you anyway. But yeah, I do appreciate you guys at the end of the day. So thank you, Sarah. I appreciate you and everything that is that you do. And thank you to each and every single one of you guys. I'm about to bounce now. Take care, everyone. Bye-bye.